I don't know if I have words to describe what we're going through and what these poor, unfortunate victims are going through. We're angry, we're grieving, confused, people are hurting.
Hello and welcome to Spotlight. I'm Giselle Delasayas.
I'm Annabelle Rocha.
I'm Mariah Berry.
And I'm Kayleen Pellets.
Today's tea consists of one thing only, the mass shooting that occurred Sunday night at the Route 91 Music Festival. It has been reported that over 50 lives were lost and over 500 people were injured from this incident, making it the deadly shooting in modern U.S. history. Let's start off with where we were when it happened. Personally, I was at home. My mom came up to me in my room and she had told me that there was a shooter on the 32nd floor from Mandalay Bay. That's how I found out. And I was on social media trying to see if it was true, and then Twitter ended up going crazy, and that's when it started happening, getting worse. What about you guys?
Well, I was sick that day, so I had been taking NyQuil on and off, like sleeping all day. So I kind of slept through everything. And when I woke up, I had a whole bunch of like missed calls and messages from people, my family and friends from back home. And then like the group chat that I have with you guys I had so many messages, and I was like, what happened? And you guys told me about what happened at Mandalay Bay. And then I fell asleep with CNN on, so I ended up checking the news on there, and I was like, oh my God, like it was just crazy.
I mean, luckily I was at home too when that happened, but I had friends who actually went to the festival. So the second I found out, it was actually from you guys, and the second I found out, I started automatically texting, calling people, are you okay? And one of my friends unfortunately was one of those that got injured, but they're okay, they're fine luckily. But as an avid concert goer myself, I was in that same exact lot a week ago, and to me that's just a scary thought, and that's in my home with people that I know. Like even like now I'm shaking just thinking about it.
I'm so sorry for that. I was actually just at home. I was ready to go to bed. It was 10 and we had class the next day, so when my sister texted me, I knew like something was wrong, because whenever she's on it, then it's something serious. So we were just all actively texting everyone at my house, because my whole family is full of nurses and they were just worried and prepared for what was going to happen.
And for me personally, like I couldn't sleep because, with being born and raised in Las Vegas, I've never found like something like this has never happened, and I just couldn't sleep. And I know I wasn't the only one, because I was texting other friends and everything, and they were just watching the news and being up to date with social media, and it was just hard to sleep at night. Do any of your friends or family members work in casinos or anything like that?
My sister was working at Caesar's Palace, so she was in the casino in the Strip area, but she actually went home early that day. She left at 8. She decided to go home early. She kind of had like a really weird feeling, so she just went home. But, luckily she did go home, but that's the only family that I know of that works in the casino in the Strip area.
I know, Kayleen, your mom actually works in the Mandalay Bay.
Yeah,
so
she
how
does.
is that?
My mom and my auntie actually works at Mandalay, and they were able to leave like a couple hours way before the shooting even happened. So thankfully they were not in the building, because I don't know what I would do, especially with family members being there. I wouldn't know what to do. And I know that they also put other casinos on lockdown, and it's just scary, and it's just a scary thought that any of this is happening. So
I mean, it's just a scary thought. Like I said, I go to concerts all the time, and I was in that exact same lot. I go there every year, and just the fact that it could have been any time, I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah. Well, our Studio G colleagues, James Schaefer and our producer, Denise Hernandez, were on the scene yesterday as tired and confused tourists were walking from Town Square back to their hotel on the Strip. Here's what they found out.
Tragedy struck at 10:08 p.m. as shots rang out of the Mandalay Bay Hotel onto concertgoers at the Route 91 venue. 50-plus dead so far, 500-plus injured so far. UMC is filled to capacity, and locals are stirred as the entertainment capital of the world is still reeling. Witnesses drifted from the town square to the beginning of the Las Vegas Strip to begin their nearly mile-long walk back to the Mandalay Bay. Two such gentlemen relived their trauma and luck on the fateful night.
We heard muffled, rapid repeated fire all the way down to the casino floor. We looked at each other not thinking anything. I was just waiting to get paid. And next thing you know, everyone just started running all over the place. And security came in, they rushed us into a little room. And that's when I decided, telling my friend here, I was like, this is a kill box. There's a shooter here and he's walking through the casino. We're going to die.
Everybody was in panic mode, chaos. Some guy trampled the back of my leg. He had to pick up a child that was almost trampled, and an old lady, his grandmother, I imagine.
But with the varying degrees of trauma, families were also ever present in the dangers of an active shooter situation. Sherry Falcone walked us through her dramatic night with a young boy by her side.
So my son and I were at the concert last night with some friends, and he started getting tired, so we were just exiting. We had literally just exited the gates, and we're waiting to cross on Las Vegas Boulevard when the shots went off.
Well, I saw a lot of people running and pushing, but we were safe once we got into the Luxor.
The shooter inside the Mandalay Bay Hotel has been confirmed dead after a self-inflicted wound. Locals and tourists are holding their family and friends a little bit closer today. James Schaefer, Studio G.
I can't even imagine what those people are going through right now. Hopefully they made it home safe.
So what were you guys doing on Monday, the day after?
The day after, it was so hard. I barely got any sleep. I don't know about you guys, but I know I didn't. I was just constantly watching on the screen, on my phone. I was switching between different screens, just trying to stay updated. And when I actually did fall asleep, waking up was hard because I still had that heavy feeling in my chest. It's like it wasn't a dream. I didn't dream all this up, you know? Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I can't, still shaking.
Yeah, same for me. Like, when you go to sleep, you forget about everything. You just try to sleep stuff off. And then when I woke up, I went back to social media again to see if there were any updates. And I saw that the death toll actually increased by a lot. Mm-hmm. I remember I went to sleep knowing that the death toll was 20 plus. And then I woke up realizing and seeing that it was at 50 plus now. And at least 500 plus people were injured. And that's what really hit me, because it's like, wow, this is really happening, you know? Mm-hmm. But it's just crazy. I still can't wrap my head around it. So
I was fortunate enough to not have known anyone personally who went, but I knew that the best thing that I could do for the victims was to tell their story. So right as I woke up, I knew it was a working day. It was time to get ready for reporting, for telling their story, for doing whatever it was that we could do for them.
Mm-hmm. So after I woke up Sunday night, Monday morning, I didn't go back to sleep. I was up trying to update myself and keep up with the news and what was going on, trying to educate myself. And then, like Mariah said, I knew it was business. I knew that we had to be out there telling stories. We had to get the truth out there. So me and Mariah actually went to the Mandalay Bay, tried to find survivors, people who were there the night before. And it's just crazy to hear the stories and hear like just the sounds and be at the strip that's normally like super busy and super bright and super full of life. It was like eerie. It was. Because like the slot machines are still going, people are still working. You have to kind of like go back to normal, but how do you go back to normal after something like that just happened?
I feel like Vegas isn't going to be the same, because we live in a city where now it's known to have the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history, and I feel like it's just not, it's going to take some time for everything to get back to normal, most definitely. So
even up until now, it's still hard to transition, at least personally for me, since I did know people that went and were affected by it. It's taking a while for me just to transition back into, okay, I got to go back to school, got to go back to work and all that stuff. It's just a hard thing to have to transition to, and just imagine those who actually lost people from that. I can't even imagine for them how it is.
And I think especially in our major, it's like a very specific, special case where like, this is part of your job. Like this happens all the time. And tragedy after tragedy, it's your job to be there getting the truth out.
No matter how hard it is.
No matter how hard it is, and no matter how much it hurts, like, it's what you have to do.
Yeah, definitely. But I know aside from everything, I know there was a couple of celebrities that actually tweeted and reached out to Las Vegas saying that they're praying for them. And that was amazing to see, you know, because it's not just Vegas talking about it, it's starting to become known elsewhere.
Oh yeah.
So that was amazing to see.
There was a whole bunch of celebrities that were sending out their thoughts, their prayers. A lot of people who were actually from Las Vegas too, who were also sending out their prayers as well. Like Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco, he posted up a little post on his Instagram saying he's a Las Vegas boy himself, so it definitely hit home, and he knew how it felt, and he even sent a link for the GoFundMe page. And he's just one of the many. Neo's also from here also, and he said something. There was just a whole bunch. The list could go on and on for all the celebs that just posted other things. And celebrities also did performances, right?
Yeah, I know Miley Cyrus sang The Climb, which apparently she hadn't sang in like so many years. She dedicated it to the victims of the Las Vegas shooting, which I thought was really nice because that's a really powerful song and is very motivating and inspiring. So it was nice of her.
She hasn't performed that song in years.
Also, another celebrity that is from Las Vegas spoke about it, Jimmy Kimmel. He announced it on his show. He had a whole monologue dedicated to Las Vegas, and it was really emotional to watch. So
here we are again in the aftermath of another terrible, inexplicable, shocking, and painful tragedy, this time in Las Vegas, which happens to be my hometown. This morning, we have children without parents and fathers without sons, mothers without daughters. We lost 2 police officers. We lost a nurse from Tennessee, a special ed teacher from a local school here in Manhattan Beach. And it's the kind of thing that it makes you want to throw up or give up. It's too much to even process. Of course, there's something we can do about it. There are a lot of things we can do about it. But we don't, which is interesting because when someone with a beard attacks us, we tap phones, we invoke travel bans, we build walls, we take every possible precaution to make sure it doesn't happen again. But when an American buys a gun and kills other Americans, then there's nothing we can do about that.
You know, now that we are in the aftermath of yet another senseless shooting, Las Vegas and people all over the world are showing their support and sending their prayers. Kaylee and I actually went down to one of the United Blood Service locations in the city, and we were just shocked to see the crowds and the lines of people that were there. There were people who were there for hours, strangers helping out one another. It was just so heartwarming to see so many volunteers and donators. We met many strong and inspirational people, and it's just crazy and unbelievable to hear their stories. Take a look at this. We are at the United Blood Service here at Charleston Rainbow, where people are donating their blood, supplies, and time to help those who were affected by the mass shooting on Sunday at the Route 91 Festival from Mandalay Bay. And as you can see, there are people behind us that are helping with the assembly line, donating all these supplies.
And it's absolutely amazing to see the Las Vegas community come together in such a short amount of time. This mass shooting happened on Sunday. As of right now, it happened just probably about a couple of hours ago. And just to see the strength of the Las Vegas community come together is absolutely amazing. The people are actually, the line is wrapping around the building into neighborhoods. So the Vegas community is coming strong together right now.
What made you want to hop out of bed and be like, you know what, I'm going to donate blood, do whatever I can?
That's the only thing I can do. I'm broke, so I got to give what I got, blood.
It's horrific. I born and raised in Vegas, like never seen this before. It's like you see this on movies, you see it on the TV shows, you see it from the East Coast, you see it, you never see it here, you never see it. You would never expect it at your home. And so I think it makes it more horrific because, I've been here my whole entire life, and this is my home. Like, this is not supposed to happen here.
I've never really heard gunshots. Every time I heard any type of noise that sounded like a gunshot in my life, I would say, is that a gunshot? So it was horrible for me because it was like hundreds of thousands of men, like just right back to back. It's like, but we thought it was fireworks at first until we seen people just fall into the ground and stuff, But me and my 2 friends, we were on our way, like trying to get away from the trample, to exit because that was the last singer for the night. So we wanted to beat the crowd. and all of a sudden we just got stopped. People were tearing off the fences, the fencing and stuff, using it for people to put on like stretchers. It was crazy. It was just insane. It was crazy. And they just stopped everybody in their tracks, and nobody, there was a helicopter above us, said everybody get down. And we thought, wow, are they shooting us? We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what was going on, so there it was. And it was horrible.
Despite the tragic event that has happened in our very own city, Las Vegas locals are coming together to be a helping hand to those that have been affected and that are affected by the mass shooting.
Please don't stop donating or volunteering. There are so many resources available. Please check your local area to see who is offering help or who needs help.
It's like what Giselle said, there are so many ways you can help. If you want to donate blood, make an appointment with the United Blood Service in your area. They are definitely in need of more blood donations if you are interested in helping out.
So it was a lot less than 24 hours after this tragedy hit, and a lot of us had classes. UNLV was officially open. I know a lot of professors kind of didn't, I'm trying to think of the words. A lot of professors didn't really care if we weren't there because they understood. So I thought that was really nice, just for the community to be so understanding.
Yeah. I thought it was great that professors took it upon themselves to cancel class and be respectful of their students, even though the university wasn't saying like we should be closed. But I did have professors who were like, it's not a good enough excuse for you not to be in class, so you need to be in class. And I just thought that was awful.
That's kind of crazy because, a lot of us were personally affected. Luckily, not you and specifically, but if you were at that festival last night, you don't want to go to class the next day. Like, that's the least of your worries,
And also, I feel like if you are a Las Vegas local, especially, that's something that will affect you forever, because this is your home, this is your backyard, this is your city. So I feel like with the professors that said, it's okay, it's not mandatory for you to go to class, it's like, thank you, because it's something that people need to recover from. It's not going to happen overnight, So at least they were understanding.
I know that CSUN sent out an email saying that even if you didn't show up to class, that it was going to be like, they weren't going to hold it against you, that they understood why. So I wonder how that would work in your case, even though your professor said that that wasn't a good reason.
Hopefully it turns out in my favor, but, it is what it is.
So, other than doing your part in the community in the wake of this tragedy, it's also important to honor those who have lost their lives. Mariah and I, along with so many other people in the city, came together at UNLV for a vigil that was very emotional. Take a look at this.
It doesn't feel so real because we hear it all the time on TV, in other places, and it's like, now that it's here, it doesn't feel real.
It was definitely heart touching, seeing all these people here, people supporting each other. I know people might not even know anybody that was there, but the fact that they're here to support each other, it strengthens the bond.
With TV, and I was just dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it.
I thought of something how to cheer people up. I don't have a puppy on me, so I thought flowers might be another good thing I could bring. So.
When it gets cold, it feels like the end. There's no place to go, I won't give in. No, I won't give in. Keep holding.
That is all the time we have for you today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you for those who put their lives on the line to help others.
Our hearts go out to all the victims and those affected.
We will see you next time on Spotlight.